Denis Cyplenkov has found the weapon that he needs to beat Devon, and he's been sharpening it for match day. In this video, we will talk about Mazhair versus Bowen, Monster Michael Todd's injury update from his latest video, and his progression towards his first super match at East versus West 11, first super match after his surgery. Then Denis versus Dadikian, the final practice, a move from Denis which I saw in that video which can help Denis win this super match. And finally, Engin Terzi's response from a couple of videos that he uploaded about this Devon versus Babken situation. I cannot say Devon versus Denis situation because it is mostly about Babken and less about Denis Cyplenkov. So let's start. Mazhair versus Bowen is going to happen on November 10th in India. Ryan is flying to India on November 9th, and on the same day, Mazhair is also flying to India because he lives in Dubai. He works there. So Ryan is currently 109 kilos. Mazhair is 120 kilos. He's been getting massive. When he faced Coach Ray in the first edition and the first match of King of the Table 1, he was about 104 or 105 kilos and he wasn't taking arm wrestling that much seriously back then. But right now you can clearly see that he's getting monstrous, and I think Ryan is in trouble. Ryan buddy, I'm a big fan, but you have to lose. You have to lose. India needs to get on the big scale in the eyes of the arm wrestling world, and Mazhair has to beat you for that, and I hope he's been preparing for that. So the match will be live streamed on Bowen's Instagram page. That's kind of interesting and surprising. He did say that since I started posting about Mazhair and Indian arm wrestling on Instagram, his page grew from 20,000 followers to about 50,000 followers. So naturally he believes that it's the right thing to do to go live there on Instagram for the Indian fan following. And I hope his channel, his page grows, and I hope he loses. This match is going to be fire. There will be more than 500 people there because there's an arm wrestling tournament as well on the same day. And AWE Arm Wrestling YouTube page has about 3,000 public watch hours. They need 1,000 more to get the monetization on. So please go there from the link in the description and help them out. Okay, let's talk about Michael Todd's latest video. On August 9, Michael was seen doing some ready goes with Corey West, but Corey was still clearly overpowering him. So that wasn't a very strong Michael because he was still recovering from injury, which is still the case by the way. He's still not as good as he used to be, or at least I'm thinking so. There was one comment advising Michael to compete somewhere around 100 to 105 kilos. Michael said that 100 is not possible, 105 is the last limit. And it's kind of confusing because sometimes Michael gets really angry at anyone and everyone who mentions the 105 kg weight class, but right now he's himself talking about it, the possibility of it at least. I believe that that's a good class for Michael. 105, 115, those two are perfect. He can compete wherever he wants, and now there are big famous names in the 105 kg class as well, or maybe they're dropping to 95, John Brazing, Todzilla, many of them, but still it's good. On September 20, in the same video, Michael was seen doing some slow pulls with Corey West, and this time he was controlling Corey. So in just about a month or so, he got strong. Beating Corey West even in practice pulls, even in the slow pulls, is no joke, and Michael can do that. About 30 days ago, he was doing King of the Table style arm wrestling, and you can see that when he gets tired, he's getting stretched a little bit, and he did talk about this position, this situation, not position. Michael said that his hand and speed are there, but he doesn't have the muscular endurance that is needed to stay at about 90% of your strength on the table for a very long time. But I would say that it may be because he's weaker now. Maybe he's utilizing more power than he actually thinks. He may be thinking in his own mind that these are lightweight guys, so I'm using my 70%, when in fact he may be using somewhere around 80-90%. So that's why he's getting tired faster, because he did a lot of BFR workout, lots of cardio, but still there can be a reason for lack of endurance on the table because he's not really been active on the table. Working out in the gym is a different thing. Michael was asked if he's ready for elite competition yet, and he said, in complete transparency, right now I'm not, but I will be. You will see my return in January, East versus West 11. I will be ready. So I hope Michael returns to his peak shape. He can press now, he can hook now, but I hope his King's move stays there, because without that, it can be troublesome for Michael. Now let's talk about Dadikian versus Denis. When you go to about 2 minutes 50 seconds in that video, you can see that Dadikian is able to turn Denis Cyplenkov palm up. But what happens after that is Denis immediately drags him back with one of the best in the world back pressure that he has and the pronation. So immediately drags him back and then pronates out of that position. Now that's simply insane. And he did all of that in a split second. That was really impressive. And I believe if you take a screenshot here, this is the exact situation where Denis is going to be against Devon on November 11th. Now, can he simply drag Devon out like he did against Dadikyan and pronate through his hand? Well, maybe not. I think definitely not that fast. But if he can do that to Dadikyan, because Dadikyan is also no joke, then I believe that he can at least force Devon in a flop press. I am simply relating that move that Denis did to Devon being forced to do a flop press to finish that match. Initially, I was thinking it will be something like this from Devon, and then he'll press him like this, just like he did against Hermes Gasparini. But that wrist may go back when Devon is trying to finish. And this is one move I've been saying for a very long time. I've not seen one thing from Denis which makes me believe that he has a shot in this match. But if he can do something similar to Devon, then he definitely has a shot of tiring Devon out. I've already made a video about this Devon versus Babken situation. Please check them out after watching this video. Engin also responded with a couple of videos of his own. In the first video, he was talking in a very politically correct manner, which was needed in that situation because Engin is the promoter and he's friends with both of the guys. So it would be a disaster to give a clear opinion or even talking openly about this situation. But he did say that in the matter of these cultural issues, he's on the eastern side. This is what he personally believes, but he did not make a comment about that from the promoter's standpoint. He wants everything to be solved, which may be solved. And then he said in the first video that, of course, Devon also knows that they are not gay. He's just trying to piss them off, trying to hype up the situation, trying to get into their heads. So Engin said that maybe he will not be able to bring them together. So was he talking about the funny videos that we get from East versus West? Was he talking about the press conference? People were saying in the comment section that Babken doesn't need to be there at the press conference, but Denis should be there for sure. It shouldn't be like Denis is also not there because Babken cannot be present there. That would be a disastrous situation. In the pinned comment, Engin did clarify that Babken did not send any email death threats to Devon, which Devon was showing to Engin Terzi. Those were not from Babken. And I read many comments in the latest video that I uploaded on my channel. People were saying that Devon started this trash talk. He always talks like, I'll kill you on the table, I'll murder you, I'll destroy you. Of course, he's talking about the match, but if you are ready to give some heat to the other person, then be prepared to take some heat from the other guys as well. Do not say that I don't want to pull you ever again. And I have to say that I kind of do agree with these comments. Not on the death threat parts, but yeah, just take it like a man. Nothing is going to happen. People do forget these things when they meet each other. I don't think it is going to be that serious. In the second video, Engin said that all of the problems are solved now. Babken never threatened Devon. He personally told Engin that. And on the match day, Babken said that he's going to come with his 15-year-old son. So no way he's going to think about fighting. And the only thing that will be happening there is pure arm wrestling between Devon and Denis. And Devon heard about that response and he's also very positive about this situation. However, still Engin did acknowledge that they may not be best friends or something like that, but the situation is at least solved. So if this situation did anything to this match, I think it was good to hype it even more. Of course, a promoter wouldn't want two guys to engage in a fist fight during his event, at his event. So of course, Engin has to prevent that. But whatever happened was kind of good for the promotion of the sport. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe.